Mark, I know survival was probably the bare minimum at the start of the season, but bearing in mind where you were in January and a few people had probably written you off, how big an achievement did it rank in your career getting safety with 2 games to go?
I think we're just delighted that we're finally over the line in terms of preserving our Football League status in our first season in the Football League. So I think that's the big achievement, and we're not going to go overboard and celebrate things too much because we've got a lot of work to do now to make sure that we don't leave it this late this time next year.
2 games to go though, how useful is that to start looking at the future for 1 or 2?
Yeah, it gives us a couple of games to have a look at 1 or 2 things maybe, but we want to finish the season as well as we can. We want to accumulate as many points as we can to give us that, impetus for next season.
A couple of bits of player news this week. Dale Bennett's left the club. A word on him, because he was a regular right up until left out at Cheltenham.
Yeah, very good. Been great for the club. Been there 5 years. Great competitor. Been one of the first names on the team sheet. And I just, with the Cheltenham game, I had to change 1 or 2 things. And Dale asked if he could leave the club. He'd got the travelling had become an issue to him. His wife's expecting a baby, so he asked if he could move himself back to London and concentrate on that and see the season out there.
I suppose it says a lot about his professionalism that he'd been here so long. I know the travelling was a bit of a chore for him. He, as a city boy, so seeing fields everywhere didn't necessarily help either. But he came with a mission to get the club promoted, and he saw it through.
That's right. It was a big part of us getting promoted. But things move on. It was the way that it ended was very the right way to do it. All relationships have to come to an end at some time, and the way we did it, but on both parts, was very, very good, I thought.
Harry Pickering's been brought back from his loan spell at Shortwood. What does that say about Brad Collins' situation?
Well, Brad won't play tomorrow because he was concussed, so under the rules, he's not allowed to play. So we've called Harry back to be on the bench tomorrow. So
Cameron presumably starts, and
he will.
Obviously he started up at Crewe, but how much will he benefit from having kept a clean sheet down at Yeovil the other night?
Yeah, he did very well when he came on, and I'm sure he'll be fine. We've got no worries about Cam playing in the team tomorrow at all.
Yeah, he's a goalkeeper who looks to be positive, isn't he?
Yeah, positive character, good lad, and a decent goalkeeper.
How important is it that you end the season in the right way, or the last away game at Luton, because obviously they'll be in party mood, and I imagine you've got no desire to be a doormat for them?
No, like I said, we want to finish the season properly. We're under no illusions that it's going to be a really tough afternoon because they've got promoted. So they're obviously a very good team. They're a good football team. They've got a lot of attacking threats. They try and play good football. So it's going to be a tough afternoon in front of a big crowd, a sellout crowd that will be expecting Luton to keep up their title challenge. They're still in with a chance of winning the title. So they'll be going full throttle for the 3 points. So difficult afternoon, but one we've got to embrace and test ourselves against that team for next year.
And Christian Deutsch has just told us he wants 20 league goals this season, but he's also talking about next season. How good is that to hear? Because obviously there might be a few fans who might be worried about him next season, bearing in mind how important he's been this year.
Yeah, I think Christian's just a good a good pro. He does the right things. He lives his life properly, and he enjoys being at the football club. Now, sometimes things come out of the blue and things happen, but at this moment in time, he's still a Forest Green player, and we're thoroughly hopeful that he will be this time next year.
Have you given any thought yet to how many, in terms of numbers, you need for next season to get to where you want to be?
I know what players or what kind of players I want. I know which players won't be here, so it's just a case of getting the games out of the way and start that preparation after the Grimsby game.
So has that talking process not started yet then?
No.